RU Kids Club reconnects parents with kids and kids with parents. It's by having strong families we can have a strong community. Our heart is not only to help those who are currently struggling, but reach their children before they ever have the chance to make the same mistakes.
I remember several years ago sitting in approximately this very seat, sitting next to my husband, and I was watching the awards on Friday night. And during that time, our children came up on the platform into the choir loft. They would come out that door over there and they would come up in the choir loft, and they would sometimes be playing around and everything. And I remember watching two young girls playing. They were like 3 and 4 years old, and they were kind of playing with each other, and then we started giving out the awards. And I'll never forget this night, because that night this one particular lady's name was called, and it was the mother of one of those two little girls I was watching up there on the platform. And I knew this mother very well because she was in my group. And I'll never forget what I watched happen, because as her name was called and everybody in the room started clapping and she went up forward, I remember watching her daughter stop everything she was doing, and her head popped up and her eyes got real big, and she put these little pudgy fingers over her mouth, and I knew what she was thinking. It scared her at first, actually, because somebody called her mom's name real loud, and I knew the story in their home, and I knew her mom had gone from relationship to relationship and had had many people abuse her and hurt her. And for the very first time, I believe I got to watch this little girl, witness this little girl see somebody clap for her mom in affirmation for the very first time in her life. And I'll never forget watching this precious little girl start jumping up and down and clapping with everybody. And she got so emotional and so excited that she actually ran down the steps and she grabbed a hold of her mom's legs and was just elated. The emotion was just pouring out. My tears started strolling down my face, and I just couldn't believe what I was observing. And then she went back up there, and all the adults went back to their seats, and then they did Kids Club Awards. And that night, that little girl got an award. And when her name was called, this whole place erupted, and I watched that mom go forward and do the same thing for her daughter that her daughter had just done for her. And I remember sitting right here in the seat as I witnessed that happen that night. And I remember thinking back to that day in the conference room when Brother Curington told us about how he had a desire to start this thing called a kids club, and how he wanted it to be so exciting that every kid wanted to come back the next Friday night, and how he wanted to teach children not to make the same mistakes that their parents made. But I have no doubt that none of us in the room that day knew all the things that God had planned for Kids Club. None of us knew that we were going to get to witness what I witnessed that night, when that mom and that daughter held on to each other and loved each other, and for the first time did something together that made a difference. And I have no doubt that what happened that night made a difference in their lives for eternity. I am so thankful for RU Kids Club.
Our vision is to continue to develop the program and resources of RU Kids Club to train the next generation.
Hey YouTube, thanks for watching our video today. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell in order to be notified every time we come out with great new content.